You know, I'm feeling a little random today, feeling a little silly. And when I feel silly, there's no game I enjoy more than Miitopia. Ah, Miitopia, a game fondly remembered by weeaboos and the Undertale fanbase for some reason. But it's a game I love, a game that I play over and over again to see what chaotic nonsense can come about. Which is why I'm super happy that they decided to make a remake for it on the Switch, where I can have infinite save files. When starting a Miitopia game, there is the eternal question of who should the main character be? Now, I could make the main character myself, but I'm kinda lazy and a humongous asshole, so probably not. No, we need a hero. Miitopia needs a better class of hero. Someone who's brave. Someone who's heroic. Someone who is strong, not only in their character and their beliefs, but also physically. Someone who uses the black and white filter to show off just how intelligent and serious they are. A pillar that holds up Western society from collapse. Jordan. Bussy. Penison.
My tweet violated the Twitter rules. Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
They're now called the United States.
I like murder. I like to kill people for fun. Here is a fact. Dennis Prager should frighten you.
Before our hero can rise, he must be formed, and by that, I mean we're gonna make a me. Miitopia on the Switch has this lovely little feature called Makeup, which basically allows you to change the skin color of your me and put shapes on their face. Now, there are some people out there who are wizards with this thing, can make incredibly cursed-looking me's. I am, unfortunately, not one of those individuals. So my me's are all gonna look pretty basic. We're just gonna add a wrinkle and some eyebrows. Okay, we're done. And for his personality, cool, obviously. I mean, did you see that black and white filter? That just screams cool. Our story begins with me forgetting to turn off my on-screen references for the me's, because I was streaming this while recording, shameless plug. And while streaming, I forgot to take the references down, like a complete idiot. Our story begins in the peaceful land of Miitopia, which is a lovely place. Until it isn't. Because of this guy called the Dark Lord, who decided to be a little quirky and steal everybody's face and put it onto monsters. Why is he doing this? I don't fucking know. I guess he's just being a dick or something. We encounter our hero on a walk, enjoying a lovely, peaceful day. Until suddenly he encounters horror of horrors, a butterfly. This butterfly is so intimidating, it causes Jordan to require a hasty retreat. Running so far that he gets lost, our hero is quite lucky as he locates a nearby village and decides to head there. Before we can seek refuge in the town of Greenhorn, we must first make the cast of Greenhorn. In the original game, the townsfolk, as the game calls it, were randomized from a selection of Miis that were taken off the internet. This, however, is not a feature in the Switch version. Unfortunately, you have to edit the cast yourself. And if you don't have the Nintendo internet, you cannot use Miis from the internet and have to rely on Miis on your system. And, since I don't have many Miis on my system, I kinda had to think up something weird to do with the townsfolk. And by that, I mean I made everybody in the town a penis man. Except for a few of them. The sassy child I made are Ben Shapiro. The loving couple I made FDR and Churchill for random reasons. And for the dubious mayor, I made it this random me I have on my system called One. I don't know why he's here, and I don't know how I got on my system, but he's there. Our hero enters the town of Penai Folk to talk to the mayor to warn him of the imminent monster attack.
But before we can warn him of the imminent monster attack, the sky becomes dark.
And the Dark Lord appears. And now we must create the Dark Lord. Now when it comes to creating the Dark Lord, we need somebody special. Somebody truly villainous. A Machiavellian fiend to end all Machiavellian fiends. And I think I have just the guy, the wokest moralist of them all. According to prager, a man more devastating to the human race than the entire Second World War. From the sky, the Dark Lord approaches with some of the most intense music I have ever heard in a video game. Seriously, listen to this shit. He promises to rain misery across the earth, starting with the small town of Greenhorn. And with that, he steals the town's faces. Well, steals half of them. He even steals the face of little Ben Shapiro. Truly, a tragic loss.
In the arms of the angel.
Jordan Peterson, being distraught at the loss of Ben Shapiro's face, because without his face, how will he be able to own the left, epic style? Or suck cock. Jordan rushes over to Ben Shapiro's mother, who bestows upon him a lucky charm said to contain magical powers passed down through the Shapiro family. And with that, our hero doesn't even hesitate to save one of the West's greatest warriors, little Ben Shapiro. Jordan Peterson chases down the vile fiend Obama, but doesn't really have much of a strategy for when he catches him. Luckily, Obama decides to give Ben Shapiro's face back, in the form of a monster. Behold, Ben Shapiro Slime. Dear liberals, I have been turned into a slime. Please help me. Sincerely, conservatives. Before Ben Shapiro can destroy Jordan Peterson with his facts and logic, he is luckily saved by the Shapiro medallion, which of course being as close to God as the Shapiro family is, obviously has a direct connection to him. God bestows Jordan Peterson with the ability to choose a job. And, of course, Jordan Peterson, being a man of unyielding faith, I think I may have the perfect job for him. He'll be a cleric. Fuck! I misclicked. Well, that's fine. I'll just reset the game, skip through all this stuff, and now I will choose Claire fucking horseshit ass! I misclicked again. Well, I guess Jordan Peterson's gonna be a chef because I don't want to reset again. I guess I'm going to let him cook? Is that the phrase that the Gen Zers are using these days? Jordan Peterson, now equipped with a frying pan, is ready to clean Mini Slime Ben Shapiro's cock. In a tutorial boss fight that is impossible to lose. Trust me, I tried. Jordan Peterson bludgeons the slime to death with a frying pan, killing it, allowing the face to return to Ben Shapiro. I guess we're lucky that the face doesn't just die with the monster. After returning Ben Shapiro's face to its proper location, Jordan Peterson is tasked by God himself to defeat the Dark Lord and return Miitopia to peace. And with that, Jordan Peterson ventures forth into the kingdom of Greenhorn to return the faces of the people of Greenhorn. On his journey, he runs into a butterfly, which he defeats with swift efficiency. But suddenly, Jordan is completely stalled as he runs into 2 butterflies. This is too much for Jordan, and he's about to give up. But luckily, God has his back, and God bestows upon him a friend. For Jordan Peterson's first friend, I tried to go for something kind of, haha, funny, ironic. But I've had a weird realization that it doesn't really work. You see, I made Jordan Peterson's friend King George III, because King George III is kind of like the American Antichrist, in a way. But I had a realization that Jordan Peterson isn't even an American. He's a Canuck. So this joke doesn't even really work. At least the joke about me making him a thief works because taxation is theft. Jordan Peterson, with his new tyrannical bestie, defeats the 2 butterflies. And after initially trying to reject him on the basis of being German,
Oh my god!
You're not your Jim.
he relents and decides to let King George join his posse to defeat the Machiavellian Barack Obama. Our heroes venture forth, beating up some goblins and butterflies, until suddenly they encounter the face of one of the people of Greenhorn, and it attaches to a super big butterfly, which they dispatch relatively easily. After defeating the large butterfly, our heroes encounter your average amiibo collector. And what's this? God bestows Jordan Peterson another friend, who just happened to be late. Now, for Jordan Peterson's next friend, I have the perfect guy. Man who's dangerous. A man who has killed Hitler, Stalin, and Mao, but also killed as many as Hitler, Stalin, and Mao combined. A man obsessed with urine and feces. That's right, urine and feces. Dennis Prager. And his timing is fortunate because we're gonna need all the help we can get. All of a sudden, Jordan Peterson encounters the Dark Lord Obama. Jordan Peterson informs him that he in fact has 5,000 power in Rise of Kingdom. But the Dark Lord has 50,000 power in Rise of Kingdoms. And Jordan Peterson gets completely schooled. That is until he gets saved by the Great Sage. Come on. Could the Great Sage be anyone else but history's greatest president? Actually, no. History's greatest leader. A man who has brought America to its greatest heights it has ever been. Donald Trump. Donald Trump roars towards Dark Lord Obama, revealing that he in fact has 100,000 power in Rise of Kingdoms. This is so intimidating to Obama, he's gonna run away. Jordan Peterson asks Trump how he managed to get so much power in Rise of Kingdom. Donald Trump explains that he used promo code MAGA to receive 33 summons. And he happened to get Cleopatra, which boosts your ability to, joke is kind of breaking down at this point. Donald Trump encourages Jordan Peterson that one day he shall be just as great at Rise of Kingdom as he is, and runs off. Continuing to explore Greenhorn, our heroes finally meet up with their last party member, a great, though far lesser president than Donald Trump, George Washington. With our team complete, we head to the location of the second face, which attaches to a giant rock. If you can smell what I am cooking. This fight's actually quite difficult. There's these two clouds on the side that will heal him, and the rock's got a high defense and high HP. He also has this one attack that can hit 3 people at once. And in the intense battle, Jordan Peterson falls, just like the West.
The most fundamental reality is pain. Yes. Is there anything more fundamental than pain?
This is also a time I should mention that I'm doing a kind of challenge run, you could say. This game isn't really that challenging, but basically, the challenge is that I'm going to play through the game with no sprinkles, no save spaces, and no horse whenever we encounter the horse. So with that out of the way, back to the LARP. Jordan Peterson falls, just like the West, under Joe Biden. But Jordan isn't down for long, as luckily Dennis Prager shows The Rock exactly why he is as dangerous as a living nuclear bomb, as he annihilates him with fire, releasing the face and bringing Jordan Peterson back from the brink of death. After defeating The Rock, our heroes move south to the forests, where they encounter an ignominious rat with the face of Winston Churchill. But this slimy is no match for our team, as George Washington crosses the Delaware on his face. After defeating the former Prime Minister, the final face lies behind a cave. During the traversal of the cave, George Washington asks King George if he has a battle cry. So, I of course made King George's battle cry something that befits the elegance and nobility of the nation of Britonia. On the other side of the cave, Jordan Peterson encounters Dark Lord Obama, who says that Jordan Peterson is simply just a level 5 crook while he is a level 100 mafia boss. And therefore, Jordan Peterson isn't even worth his time. He says that he's gonna head to the castle
to destroy the King of the Mies, and once again sets one of his random minions to kill Jordan Peterson and his party, thus making him have to fight the final boss of the demo of Miitopia, the Imp.
King George whacks the imp with some of that taxation without representation. Rescuing the final face of Greenhorn. We return to Greenhorn, glue all the faces back onto the Mies, and talk to the mayor, who gives us the letter of a magistrate, which allows us to go talk to the king to warn him of Obama's Machiavellian scheme. But before we can get to the king, we're stopped by a horse. A horse that we promptly ignore because he's not part of the challenge run. So we make him look stupid, call him Pooh, and throw him in the stables, never to be seen again. We fight our way to the tower, talk to guard Chad, who lets us through, and we reach the castle, where we must create the king, his daughter, his daughter's lover, and her fiancé. I actually had one hell of a time trying to think who to make these characters, but I think I finally got it down. For the King of the Mies, who better to be a King of the Mies than Matt from Wii Sports? For our princess, I decided to go with the beautiful Princess Queen Elizabeth. For her fiancé, I decided that the prince from the east shall be the God Emperor himself, Vladimir Putin. And last but not least, the nobleman. I decided to be the British Empire's strongest soldier, Justin Trudeau. Jordan Peterson enters the royal court. And warns the king of Obama's Machiavellian plot. But the king dismisses him, believing that there's no way in hell that Barack Obama could ever defeat the king, because he'll probably just beat him to death with his fists. But the king doesn't realize that Obama is a fiend and a villain and doesn't fight honorably, and steals his face while he isn't even in the same room. So Jordan Peterson must retrieve the king's face, which is in a forest due east. While in the forest, things start getting a little, homoerotic, to use a word. First of all, Dennis Prager goes full yandere for Jordan Peterson, stalking him and getting very jealous when people try to get close to him. Jordan Peterson has a dream of King George's large and hard, body. And finally, George Washington, attempting to smooth relations with King George after that whole War of Independence thing, attempts to compliment him on his outfit. The compliment goes well, but perhaps a little too well. Finally reaching the end of the forest of homoeroticism, our heroes encounter Matt from Wii Sports as he's put onto a stone wall. Matt from Wii Sports lays out some haymakers like he gets back in 2008, but he's no match for the power of homoerotic tension between Jordan Peterson and Dennis Prager, as they combined their power
and annihilate, defeating Stonewall Matt and returning the king's face. Jordan Peterson returns Matt's iconic mug. Fearing for his daughter's life, allows Jordan Peterson to go in to her chamber to warn her of the Dark Lord's attack. Entering the princess's chamber, she turns around to reveal the beautiful face of Princess Queen Elizabeth. When we tell her of the Dark Lord's attack on Greenhorn, she's worried about her friend, Justin Trudeau, and asks us to go and make sure he's alright. And with that, Jordan Peterson heads back to the town of Greenhorn, but not before fighting this weird golden thing. When we reach the town, Justin is nowhere to be seen. Neither is little Ben Shapiro. We talked to Ben Shapiro's mother, who says that Ben Shapiro hasn't returned after going to play in a field. So without hesitation, Jordan Peterson rushes off to find Ben Shapiro. First, we find Ben Shapiro being harassed by some goblin, making fun of his take on the Barbie movie. Justin Trudeau, being an arbiter of justice and freedom and whatever, goes to try to stop it, but gets his ass kicked. Jordan Peterson sees this, and their gang instantly annihilates the goblin for being, like, level 1 enemies. After annihilating the goblins, we confirm that Justin Trudeau is in fact Justin Trudeau, and tell him that Princess Queen Elizabeth is worried about him. And Justin runs off, crying about the fact that he's kinda useless and can't even beat up a couple of goblins. Don't worry, Justin, it's fine. Jordan Peterson could even beat up a few butterflies. We return to Princess Queen Elizabeth to inform her that Justin Trudeau is doing A-OK. Princess Queen Elizabeth II is relieved, but then Matt teleports behind her and tells her that she's gotta forget about Justin Trudeau and reminds her that she's currently engaged. Jordan Peterson talks to Matt, who informs us that the prince has a habit of getting himself into awkward situations, so he asks that we go to meet him. We agree, and we head off to the frontier lands. George Washington and Jordan Peterson get into a fight, and this allows me to do something that I like to call bullying tactics, where basically there are some moves that characters can do that will piss off another me. But since the me is already pissed off at the other me, allowing me to basically have a very overpowered low-cost move to use over and over and over again with 0 downsides.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
Finally reaching the eastern frontier, they encounter Prince President, Prime Minister, God Emperor Vladimir Putin, who lambasts Jordan Peterson for being too slow. But while Vladimir Putin is regaling us with his stories of the Chechenian War, we encounter a Gryphon and must fight it. This is the first battle we have a partner, and that partner is Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin is about as useful in this battle as the Russian army. During this fight, George Washington and Jordan Peterson are really angry at each other, and on multiple occasions, violently attack each other instead of the boss, a consequence of me constantly putting spice into George Washington's mayonnaise. After defeating the Griffin, Vladimir Putin takes credit for doing all the work, as he did, and everybody is very happy that they had him along so that he and he alone could defeat the Griffin with the sheer power of his manliness. And he runs off to the castle to see the lovely Princess Queen Elizabeth. Once Vladimir Putin departs our party, I do some grinding here, but when I return to the castle, shock of shocks, that daring rogue, Justin Trudeau, has snuck into the castle to attempt to coerce the princess into marrying him instead. Unfortunately for Justin, Vladimir Putin walks in at the worst time possible and hits him with some of his judo moves. In the commotion of Justin Trudeau and Vladimir Putin fighting, the king runs in and breaks up the two.
but the stress of it is too much for him, and he orders that Jordan Peterson go out and get him some groceries. Trudging through the forest, which brings up some awkward memories for the team, they return to the castle, but something is off. Everything's gone dark, and there are imps everywhere. Lighting their way to the throne room, our heroes must now face off against the bigger imp. Whoa. The fighting with the imp is intense. It has the ability to take over the minds of the party members. But luckily, Jordan Peterson and George Washington are able to put the whole mayonnaise incident aside to fight for truth, justice, and the Western way. After defeating the imp, the king warns us that the Dark Lord is in the princess's chamber and tells us to hurry to save her. We rush in, but we're too late. Justin Trudeau has got the shit knocked out of him, and Vladimir Putin's judo moves were not enough to stop the Dark Lord from stealing Princess Queen Elizabeth's face. So overwhelmed by emotions, Vladimir Putin can't take it anymore, and he runs away, crying. But Justin Trudeau is not going to take this lying down. He decides to go to retrieve Princess Queen Elizabeth's face, which is located in the Tower of Nightmares, which we somehow have not noticed till this very moment. Our heroes rush up the tower, knowing that Justin Trudeau is not strong enough to defeat Dark Lord Obama. But they take their sweet time rushing up the tower, coming up with silly battle cries.
Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
Urine and feces. Yes, urine and feces.
I also need to farm so I can get the buff armor for the entire party, so I can make sure they are lore accurate before we enter the final battle. Reaching the top of the tower, we see that Princess Queen Elizabeth's face has been attached to a giant purple monkey. But Justin Trudeau will not stand for this, and he does what he does best: assaults a woman. But unfortunately, Justin Trudeau is nothing compared to the power of female empowerment and gets utterly wrecked. And it's now time for Jordan Peterson to give it his shot. The battle is intense, with our heroes trading blow after blow with the monster. But eventually, King George III, Queen Elizabeth's great-great-great-great-grandfather, delivers a devastating and fatal blow. After defeating General Elizabeth, the Dark Lord appears and curses Jordan Peterson and his friends for defeating one of his strongest monsters and flees east to cause more mischief. Returning to the castle with Justin Trudeau, we get to see Princess Queen Elizabeth's beautiful face returned to her body. There is great celebration, but Justin Trudeau is feeling a little bad as, once again, he was inadequate and unable to do anything to help. But King Matt of Wii Sports tells him that that is poppycock, and the fact that he even tried is good enough for him, and he allows him to marry Princess Queen Elizabeth. Breaking off her bridal with Prince Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin was hiding in the closet this entire time, and when he hears this, he breaks down into tears and cries his way all the way back to his motherland. But unfortunately, Jordan Peterson cannot enjoy the celebration for too long, as he must catch and defeat the Dark Lord before he can cause more mischief. After the king gives him a heartfelt goodbye, our heroes reach the borderlands of greenhorn. And they have a great celebration for defeating one of Obama's greatest monsters. But Obama launches a Machiavellian attack upon the group. And when Jordan Peterson wakes up, shock of shocks, his teammates are gone, and his powers have been sealed. What has happened to Jordan Peterson's friends? Are they alive? Are they brainwashed? Have their faces been stolen? What of Jordan Peterson's powers? Will he remain powerless for the rest of his life? Find out on the next exciting episode of Miitopia. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it because I enjoyed making it. Kind of. Anyways, if you enjoyed it, please make sure to dislike the video, flag a comment in the comment section, and report this video for disturbing and/or sexual content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.